We got into an accident on Christmas Day. My fiance and I got into an accident. We got hit by a drunk driver and my car got totaled. Was pregnant at that time but had no idea. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my pregnancy story. So if you want to know the crazy things that happened before we even found out, just stay tuned. So if you know by now, I am 6 months pregnant. Yes, your girl is with child. And I did not know that I was pregnant until I was almost 2 months pregnant. I know it's crazy, but I'm going to tell you, why I didn't even know. So I actually became pregnant last year in December. So around December 8th, I was pregnant and I had no idea. And I remember we got into an accident on Christmas Day. My fiance and I got into an accident. We got hit by a drunk driver and my car got totaled. Was pregnant at that time but had no idea. And I remember having a lot of pain and pressure in my back area because they hit us from the back. So we went to the ER and the doctor, first thing the doctor asked me was, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And I was, but I had no idea. Then he was like, "Okay, this cramping and this pain will go away. It's just trauma from the accident, but you should be fine in a few days." He just prescribed ibuprofen to both of us. And, off we went home. Well, we then go to Aruba with the family for the annual Christmas trip. And we had a good time. I had no signs, no symptoms. Like, I was feeling good. I was living my best life. I was drinking, partying. No idea I was pregnant. The last time I stopped getting my cycle was last year in December, around December 8th. As I recall, that's what I recall. So I started getting mild cramping while we were in Aruba, and I didn't know why I was getting that cramping. So I thought that my period was coming, it was just in and out. So I was thinking, okay, well, my period is gonna come, but it's unfortunate because we're in this trip and I don't want it to come on the trip. So I just ignored it because I never saw anything. But I didn't know that mild cramping is a symptom of pregnancy. But I had no idea, and that happens in the first trimester. So I had no idea until, months later when my OB told me. But, I was cramping and I just kind of brushed it off. I was like, okay, well, my period is coming, which is why I didn't even think to take a pregnancy test or, think I was pregnant because I thought my period was coming. So I just kind of ignored that. And then, the cramps would come here and there, they weren't too intense. They was just very mild. So the cramps really threw me off because I was really thinking my period was coming. And then so one day I felt sick. Towards the end of January, I started feeling sick, but the sickness I felt wasn't fatigue. It wasn't morning sickness. It was almost like acid reflux that just got worse, because I do have acid reflux, but I just felt like it was just getting worse. I had this abdominal pain and I felt like my intestines were grinding on each other. So I was like, this is such a weird pain. I remember one Thursday evening, I was just at home, just relaxing, drinking a glass of wine. The pain came back. So now this is a week after the first time it happened. So this is the second time it's happening. Pain comes back and I'm like, this pain is just getting worse. I need to go to the doctor. So I wanted to go to the ER that night, but I decided to wait and go the next day just because it was so late in the night. And if you know ERs, you just spend the whole night there. Next day comes, which is a Friday. I decided to go to urgent care. The first thing they said was, let's try to rule out a pregnancy. So they asked me, when was the last time you had your period? On my urgent care, they want to rule out the pregnancy. So they said, let's take a pregnancy test. So I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, oh my God. So it started becoming real because I was like, this has been my first pregnancy test that I've taken ever. Yes, it was the very first one. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Brace yourself. Oh my goodness. The doctor came back and she was like, congratulations. She had me a congratulations. I was like, what in the world? She said, congratulations, you are pregnant. I could not believe it. I was just like, what? This is not life. Are you kidding me? I was so shocked because I was not expecting it at all. I mean, we were trying, but we weren't trying like that. So I was like, oh my goodness. So now reality kicks in. I actually was stoic for a second and I was just trying to gather my thoughts and try to be in the moment and receive the news that I was getting. But it was just so surreal. I wasn't prepared for the news. So I was like, oh God. Oh God. First thing that came to mind was my wedding dress. My wedding dress is not gonna fit. Oh my goodness. I will be probably 7 months when the wedding comes. What? I just had so many emotions going on. I was happy, I was confused, I was just all over the place. I didn't know what to think. I just needed to sit down in that hospital bed for a second and just gather myself, because I was just a mess. I was just a ball of crazy emotions going on. So I'm thinking, my dress, what am I gonna do with my wedding dress? Oh my gosh, you know, I can't afford to buy a new dress because this first dress is hell expensive. So I hope they can work with me. I mean, I just had so much going on in my head. When I found out, the doctor told me I was almost 8 weeks pregnant, which is the equivalent of 2 months. So I had no idea, and I was shocked that I went around, you know, living life normally, not knowing that I had someone inside of me. So it was really crazy. So I called my mom and I tell her, and she's like, you're joking, you're lying. And I was like, I'm not lying. And she's like, let me call you back, because she was at work. So I was like, okay, well, she thinks I'm lying. And I called her on FaceTime, so she thought I was lying. Then I head over to one of my girlfriend's place, because I was there that morning and I had told her I was going to urgent care. So I go to her place. I know I'm pregnant, but I can't tell her. So she's like, oh my gosh, is everything okay? What did the doctor say? And I had to come up with a whole story. I literally built a monologue in my head driving to her house. And I was trying to make sure that the story I gave her was so real and that she wouldn't suspect anything, because I wasn't ready to tell people, like anyone, you know, that I was pregnant then. You have to wait until you pass the safe zone. Anyway, so I go to her house and she asks me how everything went. And I told her that the doctor said I have terrible acid reflux. I need to stop drinking alcohol. I need to stop drinking alcohol. I need to stop drinking alcohol. I need to, you know, stop eating spicy foods. My acid reflux is getting out of control and it's causing some of my intestines to rupture. I came up with a whole story. Anyway, so I decide to leave my friend's house because I wanted to go home. So when I was heading home, I decided to stop at CVS to pick up a pregnancy test so I can actually conduct my own pregnancy test. Because yeah, at the hospital they don't bring the whole pen to show you, they just tell you. I actually needed to see it to know that, oh wow, it really is happening, like I'm pregnant. So I go to CVS, I get my pregnancy pen, I go home, I take the test, and I look at it. I think that was the most surreal moment when I actually took the test myself. I looked at the pen and I was like, oh my goodness, wow. It actually says pregnant. I was, oh my goodness, I could not believe my eyes. I just couldn't. I was like, this is really happening. Like, this is real. I'm going to be a mother. So anyways, I get that pregnancy test and I send it to my family members. Everyone was just screaming, just overjoyed. Then Joey comes home and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I gonna tell him? Like, I was just pacing around. So when he got home, I called him to the bedroom. I was like, come to the bedroom. I was like, stand over on the other side. And he stood over there on the other side. And I was like, close your eyes, make sure you don't peek. So I got the pregnancy pen and I put it in the bed. And I told him, I was like, okay, open your eyes. And he opened his eyes, looked at it, and he was like, you're pregnant? Oh my God, I can't believe it. He was so happy, so ecstatic, just overjoyed. And he reminded me when I had that pain that I was telling you guys about. I woke up one morning and I threw up after I took Pepto-Bismol, because once I took that Pepto-Bismol, I felt relief. But a few hours later, I threw up. So for him, he thought, okay, she's pregnant. Why is she throwing up? For me, in my head, I was like, maybe the Pepto-Bismol just didn't react well in my body. I wasn't thinking I was pregnant, you guys. Like, it's crazy. I didn't even think of anything when I threw up that one time. That was the only one time I threw up. I haven't thrown up once. The next day, I sent an email to the bridal shop where I got my dress, and I was like, oh. So I found out that I'm pregnant. I don't know if you guys can help me. Like, what should I do? I had a whole paragraph, like, just going back and forth. And they got back to me. They were like, it's okay. You know, we've seen this so many times. You're not the first. It's fine. You know, we will tell you what to do. Like, they just made me feel so good, because I was so nervous to even tell them, you know, but they say it's fine. We will schedule you to come in and we can start alterations a little bit earlier than we wanted to, just because you're getting big. And so yeah, I'm glad that my dress worked out, because I was freaking out. So, you know, ever since then we've been excited and anticipating the day when she's coming. I'm having a girl and I just can't wait. But that pregnancy story, oh my gosh, no idea. that is the crazy pregnancy story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, drop some comments, let me know what you thought about this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.